Mr. Ross Harris, a member of our graduating class, will lead us in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. I declare the June 2006 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, and friends. My name is Brant Louis, and I am the Chancellor of this university, and I am pleased to welcome you to our 41st Annual Convocation with us. With us today are a number of distinguished guests on the platform and in the audience, including friends and colleagues of the university, representatives of our fellow educational institutions, the federal, provincial governments, and consular officials. Special welcome is given to Mr. Suk Dhaliwal, MP, Newton North Delta, Mr. Bill 6A, MP, Burnaby Douglas, and Mr. Richard Lee, MLA, Burnaby North. I am pleased also to welcome our audience from around the world joining us via the internet. Welcome all. This morning, an honorary doctorate of laws will be conferred on Rudy North. Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, family and friends, faculty and staff. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you to Simon Fraser University's 2006 Convocation ceremonies. Our 2006 graduation is the culmination of our 40th anniversary celebrations that began in September 2005, marking an important milestone for our university. But today marks an even more important milestone for you, our graduates. Today we come together to usher in an important beginning, a new journey made possible by the commitment of each and every one of you to your studies and to the achievement of your goals. Over the past 40 years, the commitment of SFU to excellence and innovative interdisciplinary and professional programs has been unwavering. Since it's opened its doors on the September the 9th, 1965, with 2,500 students, this university has stayed true to the core philosophy on which it was built, that learning is a lifelong journey, one that is rich with discovery. As you look around you today at your fellow students, your teachers, the faculty and staff, those people who have been on this leg of your journey with you, take a moment to also appreciate the value of the academic and intellectual freedom you've experienced. It was William Douglas, the American Supreme Court Justice, who said, All education is a continuous dialogue, questions and answers that pursue every problem on the horizon. That is the essence of academic freedom. And just as learning is a lifelong journey, so is it a lifelong exchange of ideas, an ongoing dialogue, where what you've learned and how you've learned it becomes part of the very fabric of this university, part of its collective history and experience. Simon Fraser has long been committed to the value of dialogue within the education it offers and in the ways it experiences learning and growth. You all have plans, you all have dreams, ambitions, and goals. And today marks the achievement of some goals and the beginning of a new journey, the making of new plans. With the rate of innovation, invention, and change, who knows what you will encounter? The future is not what it used to be. Think about it. 40 years ago, the first graduates of this university celebrated their new beginnings. They too looked towards the future with possibilities they couldn't even begin to imagine. In 1965, the first fuel injection engine for cars was about to be invented. So was the handheld calculator and the barcode. The next decade, the 70s, saw personal computers, MRIs, and the rollerblade. And when the 80s hit, we had Microsoft Windows, digital cell phones, and Prozac. The world changed in the 90s with the World Wide Web and DVDs and the hydrogen fuel cell. Today, we have nanotechnology, virtual reality, and the MP3 digital storage device. And the only thing we know for sure is that there is more to come, and the ability to adapt and learn is vital to success. Where change used to take generations, it now takes moments. And if keeping up is this challenging, then leading the pack will take courage and determination. But I believe that you are up to the exciting challenges and potential of the next 40 years, because you have already demonstrated the values and priorities you will need. In choosing this university, you chose well, because you chose the kind of education that adapts with you, one based on the fundamental idea that we never stop learning. So congratulations on what you have achieved. We wish you well as you begin the next phase of your journey. You are our future. You are the philosophers, scientists, poets, and entrepreneurs that will help shape the next 40 years. You are well equipped with a solid foundation of knowledge. Remember to use it well. In closing, I will leave you with the words of Leonardo da Vinci. And he said, "I have been impressed by the urgencies of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. And I am confident you are destined to do great things." Thank you. I now call on the president of Simon Fraser University, Dr. Michael Stevenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to add my warm welcome on this rather chilly morning. I'm delighted that so many of you have joined us to celebrate the achievements of those graduating today, and I hope that the warmth of the occasion and the SFU standard blanket will warm against the weather. As the Chancellor has said, today's ceremony falls within the 40th anniversary of the founding of this university. And throughout the past academic year, we have been celebrating the unique legacy created at SFU over these past 40 years. Created against the political and social turmoil of the 1960s, the ethos of this university has been radically different from that of established institutions. Radical not in the narrow political sense of being left-wing, but in a commitment to fundamentals, notably to curriculum flexibility and choice for students, and to academic freedom in the wider community. A commitment to scholarly excellence through innovation and departures from tradition, and a commitment to openness and inclusion through the elimination of divisions between faculty and students and between the university and the external community. In all these respects, SFU's history has been marked, in the words of our official statement of values and commitments, by the embrace of risk and bold initiative. Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, as you prepare to take your leave of SFU, I hope you will remember the unique character of this university at which you have been privileged to study and with which you will now continue to be associated, along with 90,000 other alumni of Simon Fraser University. I hope that you will remember and take pride in SFU's commitment to excellence and innovation in scholarship. Obviously, there will be memories within the Faculty of Business Administration that you will treasure, but perhaps also you will remember others in the wider university. For example, the distinguished literary scholars and poets like George Bowring, who became Canada's first poet laureate while you were here, Roy Mickey, who won the Governor-General's Award for Poetry and a prize for his history of the Japanese redress movement, and Robin Blazer, who this week received a national award for lifetime achievements in poetry. Perhaps you will remember distinguished social scientists like Marc Jacquard of the School of Resource and Environmental Management, whose book on the future of petrocarbon energy won the Donner Prize for the best nonfiction published in Canada this year. Or Richard Lipsey, the Emeritus Professor of Economics, who this year won the Shirk Gold Medal for lifetime contributions to scholarship. Or perhaps you will remember distinguished scientists like David Bailey, the Canada Research Chair in Molecular Biology, out of whose lab has emerged much of the leading research and researchers in Canada, including our alumni, Mark O'Mara, the Director of the BC Genome Centre, Steve Jones, the Director of Bioinformatics at that centre, Anne Rose, appointed this year Dean of Graduate Studies at UBC, and Terry Snutch, whose patented discoveries resulted this year in the largest commercial investment in biotechnology in Canada. Perhaps you will remember more clearly the outstanding achievements of your fellow students, not only in the Faculty of Business Administration, but others in the wider university. Students like the Olympian gold medalist Daniel Egali, the Trudeau Fellow Amy Mundorf, whose research involves the identification of the DNA remains of victims of disasters like the South Asian tsunami or the terrorist attack of 9/11. Or Young Hong Bing, a student in chemistry, who this year won the rare prize for the best thesis in science or engineering in Canada. Hers was a special mark of SFU's commitment to inclusion and accessibility because she is a foreign student. A special mark of our commitment to interdisciplinarity because although she won the prize for a thesis in chemistry, the prize awarded was for engineering. And finally, hers was a special mark of the excellence of our students because this was the 6th year in a row that an SFU student has won this rare prize for the best research students in Canada. In addition to remembering with pride the standards of academic excellence established at SFU while you were here, I hope you will also remember with pride some of the bold new initiatives undertaken while you were here. The establishment of our new campus at Surrey, with the creation of distinctive new programs like the School of Interactive Arts and Technology and the Business School's new program in the Management of Technology. The establishment of a new Faculty of Health Sciences, providing research and training in health promotion and preventive medicine, with programs focused on population and public health, global health, and chronic and infectious disease control. And of course, I hope that you remember the great new venture of the Faculty of Business Administration with the opening in our downtown campus last month of the new Siegel Graduate School of Business in another magnificently restored heritage building in the heart of the Vancouver business community. These are merely examples of the ongoing commitment at SFU to inclusion, innovation, and bold initiatives which redefine the standards of excellence in university education. However you have experienced this quest for excellence, and however you have experienced or remember the high points of your time here, I hope you will continue throughout your careers ahead to reaffirm the commitments you have learned at SFU. Question tradition and received wisdom, respect difference and relish diversity. Seek excellence in whatever you do, not by imitating established models, but by embracing risk and bold initiative. And moderate your personal ambitions by a commitment to justice and welfare in your community. Hold fast to these commitments, and I have no doubt that you will enjoy prosperity and fulfillment. And on behalf of all of us at SFU, my best wishes for your future success and happiness. Congratulations to you all.
The honorary degree will now be conferred. Mr. President, will you present the honorary degree candidate, Rudy North?
Mr. Chancellor, it is my privilege to present Mr. Rudy North, a leader possessed of a generous heart and an inquisitive intellect. This great friend of Simon Fraser University has used his remarkable success in business to enrich the lives of all British Columbians. As a co-founder of Phillips, Hager & North, Rudy built an investment firm that has set the standard for integrity and service. Upon retiring, he founded North Growth Management Limited, specifically to pass on his philosophy and expertise to younger managers. And his business acumen, proud sense of fair play, and deep respect for the well-being of others have earned him the trust of clients and placed him in the front ranks of innovative business leaders. Those very qualities characterize his dedication to the community. Sustained by a passion for education, dialogue, and the environment, Rudy North envisages a society in which people collaborate to bring about significant change. And to help realize his dream, he embraced our university and through the North Growth Management programs at the Morris J. Wask Center for Dialogue, and more recently through his patronage of the Imagine BC program. He has supported discussion, debate, research, and advocacy in areas that foster understanding of the most pressing concern to the future of our society. Rudy North has often said that if he had not become a businessman, he would have spent his life fishing. A passionate advocate of marine conservation, he has contributed significant funding to our leadership chair in salmon conservation, but also inspired others to support this initiative. A man who translates ideas into action, he has given unstintingly of his time and resources to our Center for Coastal Studies. And together with his support for programs at SFU's Center for Dialogue, these contributions make him one of the most important benefactors of this university. Rudy North's love of nature and his compassion for others have benefited this province through his involvement in a variety of community projects. Through the Rudy and Patricia North Foundation, he has sponsored research conducted by the Fraser River Sturgeon Conservation Society, the Inner Coast Natural Resource Center, Nature Trust BC, and the Vancouver Aquarium Marine Sciences Center. His great generosity extends also to other organizations, including the British Columbia Children's Hospital, the St. James Community Service Center, and the Vancouver Foundation. In spirit, word, and deed, Rudy North has been a catalyst for change and one who inspires others to contribute and excel and who takes great pride in their achievements. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of this university, I ask that you now confer upon Rudy North the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Rudy North, by the virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Dr. North will be hooded by Dr. John Waterhouse, Vice President, Academics. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Dr. North.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. North. We'll go down and sign the register.
Oh. It is with pleasure that I now call on Dr. Rudy North for his convocation address. Dr. North?
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the graduating class of 2006, and guests, and faculty too. I'm deeply honored to be receiving the Doctor of Laws degree from SFU, a truly progressive and visionary university. President Stevenson has referred to my business career, interest in supporting education, and passion for the environmental issues. This is pretty ordinary stuff compared to the achievements of typical recipients of honorary degrees from SFU. I have no personal anecdotes or good jokes today. Instead, I wish to congratulate and challenge today's graduating class. Today is primarily a celebration of this year's graduating class. To say that you have been given a degree isn't accurate. You have earned a degree and you have been given a certificate to acknowledge the fact. Graduation is an exciting time with the opening up of great opportunities. The real excitement, however, is just about to start as you go out and seize those opportunities. Having stated the obvious, I'm going to attempt a short talk that may seem to border on hyperbole until you reflect on the significance of the problem. This should come from someone more qualified or credible than me, but all we can do is work with what we have, so here I go. In the roughly 250 years since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, mankind has benefited from unprecedented growth of material prosperity, technological expertise, and knowledge in general. Our way of life, at least in the developed world and much of the developing world, is beyond the imagination of earlier generations. To achieve this, modern society has bought into a philosophy of pursuing material growth at a rate that is unsustainable over the long term and that is destroying the natural environment upon which life as we know it depends. The dilemma is that growth is still obviously needed for society to function. There's a challenge here. Let's just say that a culture of smart growth has to be developed. This is your great opportunity. It will require getting involved by becoming knowledgeable of the issues surrounding sustainability, making your lifestyle less damaging to the environment, and through your employment, looking for ways to make mainstream economic activity more sustainable, or even being at the cutting edge of some significant new developments through involvement in one of the many new entrepreneurial businesses or NGOs that stress sustainability. Change is needed, and you will find getting involved both challenging and personally fulfilling. In the meantime, global warming is the most obvious manifestation of the ecological crisis we are creating. Global warming is an accepted fact by the world's leading and most credible scientists, ordinary citizens, and responsible governments. It is, as Al Gore says, an inconvenient truth. Pockets of denial are based on short-term vested interests of the business-as-usual crowd. Some business people and politicians say we cannot afford to respond as effectively as we know how in order to meet the challenge. They say that it would cost too much. These thinkers are, among other things, miscalculating the risk-reward trade-off between what has become the universally accepted paradigm of economic growth versus sustainable, smart growth. Wow, what an exciting time to be graduating. There's no other way to describe it. You will not just be another generation on the treadmill of human existence. You have been handed a great bleeping mess, which is also the opportunity to launch a new era of human history, which will ultimately prove more significant than the Industrial Revolution. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. North. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, the members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor. A Dean's Convocation Medal will be awarded to the top 2 students in the faculty who have achieved the highest level of academic excellence at the graduate and undergraduate level. And as part of the ceremony, the Alumni Association will present a Simon Fraser University alumni pin to the graduates as they leave the stage. I now invite Mr. Patrick Wolfe, an SFU alumnus who graduated in 1980 with an Honours Bachelor of Arts in Economics, to bring greetings to the graduates. Mr. Wolfe.
My name is Patrick Wolfe, and I'm a proud graduate of Simon Fraser University. On behalf of the Alumni Association, it is my privilege and pleasure to congratulate you all on your graduation. Today, as you begin your lives as members of the alumni community, you join over 89,000 SFU graduates worldwide. As you cross the stage, I'll be presenting you with an alumni pin. I encourage you to wear it proudly as a symbol of your achievement and your alumni status. Wherever life takes you in the future, we hope that you will keep the SFU spirit alive and well, and that you will stay connected to your alma mater and your fellow alumni. Welcome to the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Mr. Wolfe. Just a few requests before we get underway. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred? Obviously, this does not forbid spontaneous outbursts of enthusiasm. As a courtesy to others, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and would the graduates please return to your seats following receipt of your degrees. The degrees in the Faculty of Business Administration will now be conferred. Will the graduates please rise for their presentation to the Chancellor? Mr. Chancellor, I present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University, and I request that you confer upon each one the degree for which he or she is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Will the graduates please be seated?
Before presenting each of the graduates individually to the Chancellor, I am pleased to call upon Ms. Miriam Murtash, a member of the graduating class, to address Convocation. Ms. Murtash.
Thank you, President Stevenson. As I look around this room today, I see faces of loved ones, close friends, distinguished guests, trusted faculty members, and of course, the graduating class of 2006. I must say that I am so honored to be here today, representing the hardest working faculty at Simon Fraser University. Our faculty by far has more events, more clubs, more sponsorship, more activities, and most importantly, more fun than any other faculty. And that is probably why many of us today are not only graduating with our BBAs or our MBAs, but we have also learned to master the art of procrastination. And yes, I know we've all done it, but it's okay, really, because knowing how to pull all-nighters and procrastinating efficiently and while you're getting the job done is going to be a huge asset for all of us in the business world. Trust me. So I'm not going to stand here today and sugarcoat our degrees and tell us how life ideally is going to be like after graduation, nor am I going to tell us that all of us are going to become senior managers, CEOs, or owners of some huge multinational corporation, because we already know that, right? What I am going to tell you is that first I just want to remind each of us how lucky we are to truly be sitting here today. And secondly, to remind us that we are all leaders in our own right. But how can we leverage that leadership within us to become successful in our future endeavors, whatever they may be? Over the last few years at Simon Fraser University, there were so many times when I would be stressed out and worrying about how I'm going to get through all this homework, how I'm going to get through all my readings, how am I going to pay for tuition with the hike in prices? How am I going to be able to hold a job and take 15 credits at the same time? And most importantly, why didn't the Vancouver Canucks make the playoffs this year? But recently, I've realized something. I just came back from traveling in Southeast Asia, and I saw how relaxed people were going about their days, even though they had more serious issues to worry about than we do, such as starvation and disease. Having seen the poverty, the desperation, and the illnesses that plague most third world nations really makes you appreciate where you come from. In Canada, we are fairly spoiled, and I'm sure most of us would agree with that. We have great schools and lots of opportunities ahead of us. However, even though we have all these great things, a lot of us are stuck inside of our bubble, and we still complain time and time again. And we do this because we have this mentality that we, as citizens of this great country, have certain rights. And one of these rights is a right to an education. And that is why there are so many institutions that ensure that we receive this right by providing us the opportunity to receive scholarships, grants, bursaries, and student loans. However, instead of viewing education as a right, we should be viewing it as a privilege. We are privileged to have the opportunity to a post-secondary education. Today, we sit here and we are only part of 1% of the world population that has some sort of post-secondary degree. This privilege should not be taken for granted, and all of us should remember that with knowledge comes power, and just like Spider-Man said, with power comes responsibility. Each and every one of us has a responsibility to our society, to our community, and most importantly, to those in need. All of us are going to graduate here today and go off to accomplish great things, I'm sure. But how much greater would it be if each of us contributed something to the betterment of this world? We are adding just that much more value to our degrees. We all must journey to an end, but in the end, it's how we journey to that end that counts. Now, speaking of our degrees, what are we going to do with it now that we've been trained to be the future leaders of tomorrow and have acquired all these great skills? As many of you sit here today, some of you may already have jobs lined up, others may be going off to graduate school, but the majority of us may not have a real game plan of what's going to come next. Well, maybe except for the accounting and finance students, but for most of us it's still unclear. We are no longer in the security of a university life, and this may provoke feelings of anxiety for many of us. However, I want each of us to embrace this anxiety and to look at it in a positive light. Today may be the end of our academic education, but tomorrow is the start of life lessons. Today closes the door only to one chapter in our lives and opens the next. where we will consistently be learning through life and business experiences. Now that this door is open, you will lead yourself in the right direction. You are all in the driver's seat. We've been studying how to run a business, so what better than to run our lives like it's our business? Every single one of us are leaders here. We are all presidents and chief executive officers of our own corporation. I'd like to welcome you all to Merriam Murtosh Incorporated. Now think of the control that comes with that mentality. Think about what is your vision? What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? How are you going to manage your finances? How are you going to manage your relationships and build your networks? How are you going to measure success? And what does success mean to you? These are all questions each and every one of us should be asking ourselves. Figure out what you want out of life, because before you know it, it will have passed you by. And if you have an idea or a vision, just go for it. No idea is a bad idea. As Thomas Edison once said, most of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success before they gave up. I mean, who would have ever thought that collecting other people's junk would be a highly lucrative market? Well, 1-800-GOT-JUNK ended up being one of BC's biggest success stories to date. At the end of the day, whatever you do, make sure you love it and you're having fun. Passion is priceless, and it'll get you far. In my final moments, I would like to give a special thank you to Sam Tierra, the Student Affairs Officer, for his undying dedication and passion to helping better the lives of students at Simon Fraser University in the Faculty of Business. Thank you, Sam. I would also like to extend thanks and gratitude to the many staff and faculty members in the Faculty of Business who would always put in that extra effort to help out a student, even if it meant putting in the overtime. So remember, be responsible, be passionate, and never give up on your dreams. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Murtosh. Mr. Chancellor, the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Trudy Haift, will announce the names of the candidates for graduate degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting the first candidate ever at this university for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Business Administration. The candidate will be hooded by Dr. Ernie Love, Dean of the Faculty of Business Administration. Dr. Bonita Russell, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Daniel Shapiro. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to announce that the recipient of the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal in the Faculty of Business Administration is Mr. Casey Parker. Unfortunately, Mr. Parker is not able to attend today's ceremony. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the pleasure of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration in the Faculty of Business Administration. William Archibald. Aman Bangu. Laura Bach. Eric Dorsilo. Iona Fisher. Teresa Gibbons. Naveen Gopal. David Haley. Jackson. Jonas Jonkind. Michael Kant. Diego Lin. Debbie Liu. Alexander Milanovic. Clayton Mitchell. Peter Nielsen. Charles Otieno. Gaurav Parmar. Robert Scott Penner. Lee Wren. Tatiana Scratchley. Benjamin Sparrow. Ajbinder Sul. Eileen To. Wen Wen. Joshua Soshi.
Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Business Administration, Dr. Ernie Love, will announce the names of the candidates for undergraduate degrees in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in the Faculty of Business Administration. The first candidate is the recipient of the Dean's Convocation Medal for Undergraduate Studies in the Faculty of Business Administration, and I would ask Dragana Bradruzrik to please come forward. Dragana, please accept my sincere congratulations on your outstanding achievement. The Dean's Medal is presented in acknowledgement of academic excellence, which you indeed have excelled at. Dragana has completed a Bachelor of Business Administration with honors concentrating in finance, with an extended minor in philosophy and a minor in political science. As a result of her success, Dragana was awarded the Dean's Entrance Scholarship, the Cecil B. White Memorial Scholarship, and the Governor General's Academic Medal for top secondary school graduates both locally and across Canada. Dragana's achievements are overwhelming. In her time with the Faculty of Business Administration, she held the positions of Teaching Assistant, Training and Development Officer for our Business Competitions Association, a Writing Mentor, and Orientation Leader. All this is accomplished while achieving a cumulative grade point average of 4.14, an A+ average, and maintaining an honor roll status. Dragana has strong ties to her home region of Sarajevo, Bosnia, and one of her objectives is to improve the quality of life in that region. Ms. Bradruznik, it is in recognition of your outstanding academic achievements, it's an honor to present to you the Dean's Convocation Medal for Undergraduate Studies in the Faculty of Business Administration. Mr. Chancellor, I now continue with the presentation of candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Hadi Adra, Ana Almeida, Leo Asso, Bai Yi, Aman Bansi, Baljit Basi, Jennifer Bawa, Behrad Bayanpur. Hey, how are you? Terry Beach. Brad Bessler. Michelle Blacker. Bernadette Bourdillon Gourlay. Catherine Baugen. Julie Buckholz. Christine Bull. Jamie Burke. Iris Baiping Kai. Robin Cairns. Heji Chai Lee. Jeffrey Chan. Jackson Chan. James Chan. Louina Chan. Marissa Chan. What's the name? Nelson Chan. Percy Chan. Vivian Chan. Yvonne Chan. Fiona Chandra. Charlene Chandra. Angela Chang. Jason Chang. Kyle Chang. Jenny Chow. Jonathan Chow. Annie Chen. Hao Chen. Natasha Chen. Yan Chen. Yuan Chen. Jenyu Chen. Florence Cheng. Wendy Chuck. Danielle Cheung. Wendy Cheung. Emily Chang. Eugenia Chang. Yuying Cheng. Albert Chu. Mi Fang Chu. Young Hyun Cho. Bernard Choi, Wu-Tang Choi, Alex Chow, Edmund Chow, Emily Chow, Horace Chow, Jacqueline Chow, Chumi Chu, Franco Chu, Shirley Chu, Vivian Chuang, Cecilia Chung, Jared Church, Oana Constantine, Quan Chu, Alan Dale, Hassam Dami, Soleil Dempsey, Aftar Dhaliwal, Monaz Driver, Chantel Edwards, Elise, Lenny Rose Espiritu, Cecilia Fan, Jenny Fang, Anita Fantav, Angela Fleming, Justin Fu, Christina Fullerton, Ivy Fung, Hector Fung, Winnie Oyu Fung, Jesse Gallup, how do you pronounce that? Mikhail Ganchachek, Miranda Gao, Jamie Garboot, Marshall Gao, Blenda Gee, Navdeep Gill, Bei Gong, Magdalena Grala, Guy Gerbov, Melissa Gulirgan, Rosie Gurjal, Farwati Gunawal, Lisa Gunawan, Imanella Gurgal, Wei Han. Do you have a card? Yufen Han. Michael Harris. Ross Harris. Trevor Haynes. Brian Hendrata. Linda Holmes. Becky Hong. Lee Chieo. Lucille Tsui. Lotus Twang. Yan Twang. Karen Hui. Ming Kuo. Jim Hewen. Anita Iakas. Yoshi Ikeda. Sayaki Ito. Jiao Jiang. Ru Jing. Raphael Tsiping Kang. Weiling Kang. Giovanna Casa. Victoria Kettner. Peter Keong. Chad Kilburn. Jisoo Kim. Jennifer Cole. Frankie Kong. Anastasia Kovaleva. Nicholas Kwan. Dennis Lacroix. Kathy Lai. Gary Lamb. Joyce Lamb. Leo Lamb. Katie Lamb. Sophia Lamb. Christine Lamb. Kate Katlenkow Crisp. Ringo Lau. Cindy Law. Hugh Lee. Jan Lee. Chuck Lee. Dory Lee. Kelly Lee. Lydia Lee. Pegong Lee. Ryan Lee. Tracy Lee. Sylvia C.Q. Leng. Mei Leong. Richard Chi Wing Leong. Kong Kong Lee. Kai Lee. Lin Lin Lee. Lucy Lee. Wei Lee. James Lin. Jiao Li. Yi Li. Sarah Lien. Amy Lin. Gary Lin. Karen Lin. Joanne Lin. Ambrosio Anton Lina. Lucy Louis. Rosie Lowe. Mary Anna Lukman. Ronald Losari. Christopher Lowe. Yeshi Lun. Ryan Lister. Alan Ma. Jessica Ma. Ryan McDonald. Robert Madze. Diana Ma. Sunil Manhas. Alexander Mariayama. Megan McAllister. Hello. Very nice job. That was excellent. Miriam Mirtash. Darren Miller. Svetlana Minchenko. Derek Moe. Grace Eng. Jessica Eng. Sam Eng. Toby Nye. James Noyen. Donald Nicholson. Jennifer Nicola. Tatjana Obradovic. Sung-hee Oh. Rostam Ifandi Ong. Tova Paglaro. Amardeep Singh Pama. Aaron Pan. Catherine Pan. Chandrika Parajuli. Janet Park. Catherine Park. Russell Passmore. Kara Pavlakovic. Patrick Pacheshnik. Vivian Poon. Inder Power. Jiquin Kuo. Shannon Quickfall. Anna Ryman. Alicia Rajan. Joanne Reed. Sabrina Reed. Noreen Remtula. Jian Ren. Adam Rennie. Kevin Reidinger. Benjamin Ridout. Angela Roxborough. Jun Chao Yu. Yuka Seki. Ichao Sato. Katrine Samimi. Lizette Sangsari. Francis Santos. Caroline Santosa. Jeffrey Sawyers. Yudi Wati Seti Wan. Shirley. Fen Chi. Jonathan Shield. Christina Shum. Bonnie Sin. Laura Soito. Gursimar Somao. Michael Steinbach. Ru Jiao Su. Ju Su. Jen Sun. Li Yuao Sun. Mei Sun. Henry Suryadur Drama. Cindy Sosilo. Alan Tsai. Raymond Sutu. Alice Tai. Chia Tai. Alan Tam. Kai Jung Lewiston. Francis Tam. Julie Tan. Kingston Tang. Shuming Tay. Victor Teo. Winnie Chandraputa. Cynthia Chewy. Marcus Tomlinson. Sharon Tong. David Tran. Bin Trui. Jennifer Truong. Angel Tsay. Zhou Tsay. Melia Shea. Christina Urban. Hesha Vaishnav. Mimi Vu. Lily Chui Jo Wang. Liang Wang. Jian Wang. Jiao Wang. Lawrence Weeks. Chui Ming Wei. Andrew Westman. Alan Wong. Danny Hingtat Wong. Eleni Wong. Vicky Wong. Maria Wong. Stephanie Wong. Suki Wong. Suki Wong. Tyler Wong. Po Wen Wu. Timothy Wu. Zing Chia. Kui Jiao. Hui Wen Ji. Dandy Jiong. Hai Ju. Yi Ju. Betty Ju. Jason Yang. Lin Yang. Mackenzie Yeats. Dennis Young. Aggie Young, Jenny Young, Elaine Yip, Kwok-sin Yip, Kazumi Yoshimitsu, Matthew, Jean Yu, Paul Yu, Ben Yua, Carol Yuen, Nicole Yao, Jenny Yuen, Kenneth Young, Brian Zhang, Ji Zhang, Jiaoju Zhao, Jiao Zhu, Ju Jian Zhu, Yongyi Zhu,
Mr. Chancellor, we now move to the presentation of one of the university's most prestigious medals, the Governor-General's Silver Medal. The Governor-General's Silver Medals are awarded to 2 undergraduate students who are judged to have the most outstanding record in the graduating class. The first recipient of the Governor-General's Silver Medal for undergraduate studies is Anastasia Kovaleva, and I ask her to join me. Anastasia Kovaleva has completed a Bachelor of Business Administration with concentrations in finance and accounting. Her achievements are impressive. She received an open undergraduate and private scholarship and held a position on the SFU chapter of the Golden Key Honor International Society. She's been very active as a teaching assistant and in co-op terms for major international and accounting firms, PricewaterhouseCoopers and Alderwoods. Anastasia accomplished all of this while achieving a CGPA of 4.17, which is an A+ average, and maintaining Dean's Honor Roll status. Ms. Kovaleva, in recognition of your outstanding achievements, it is an honor to present to you the Governor-General's Silver Medal. The second Governor-General's Silver Medal will be presented to Christy Foreman at this afternoon's ceremony. Will the graduating class please rise? I congratulate each of you on achieving your degree, which is an impressive achievement, and I ask your friends and family to join me in congratulating the graduating class of June 2006. And now I invite you, the members of the graduating class, to reciprocate by applauding your family, friends, faculty, and staff, all who have helped you achieve this goal. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. Some candidates recommended by the Senate for degrees today are unable to be present and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown on the program. I have several thank yous to express. First of all, to all of you for coming out on such a beautiful day to help celebrate these graduates. To the many volunteer staff and faculty members coordinated by the registrar and ceremonies and events offices who have worked together to run a smooth Convocation day. And to the members of our four-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band for their special contribution to Convocation. They will perform after the ceremony in the square behind the platform. This brings to a close the formal part of this morning's Convocation. You are all invited to attend the outdoor reception behind the platform at the top of the stairs following the ceremony. Would you now please rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed?